Hey everybody, Adam here. Welcome to our quick start guide on our E-flite Viper 70mm EDF plane. Today, we're gonna set it up with the radio. We're gonna bind it. We're gonna go through our pre-flight checklist, make sure everything is working. We're gonna check flaps, landing gear, all of our control surfaces. And then you'll be ready to go out and fly your Viper 70 at your local field. So, let's go ahead and let's bind the airplane. The first step is we're gonna take our bind lead and we're gonna put our bind plug in. We can then power up our airplane. I'm gonna grab my radio. I'm gonna press my bind button and turn on my radio. All right, as you heard the happy tones, we are now connected and bound. We can check our surfaces and yep, they are working. That's how you're gonna bind it with safe off. If you wanna bind with safe on, we'll show you how to do that now. We're gonna plug back in. Our bind plug is still in. We want to initialize, make sure it's in bind mode. Now we're going to unplug the bind plug. Once we've unplugged our bind plug, we're going to bind our radio just like we did before. We should hear those happy tones. And we do. So we are now bound with safe on. Now that we're fully bound to the aircraft, let's go ahead and check out and do our pre-flight checklist. Let's make sure everything's moving in the right direction and that all of our control surfaces are working, our flaps are working, our retracts are working, and all that good stuff. So let's start off by getting rid of this stand and seeing if those landing gear work. How about that? So the landing gear are gonna default to the A switch if you use our programming. So I'm gonna pick the airplane up. Let's slide the stand out of the way. I'm gonna hit switch A. Look at that. Now we have retracts. I get excited by the small things. Okay, so now that we have our plane sitting here, let's get this stand out of the way. And we can test those again if you want. Let's just hold the plane. We'll flick that A switch again. Look at that. Beautiful. So retracts are working. Let's flip this towards you. Let's check the tail. All right, let's check our elevator. We're gonna make sure our elevator's moving up and down. I'm gonna pull down on my stick, which means the elevator should go up, and it does. And now I'm gonna push forward on my stick, elevator should go down. And it does. Okay, elevator's working, gear is working. Let's check our rudder. Rudder left, that's right. And rudder right, that's right. Now, the nose gear is up here, and when I move the tail left and right, the nose gear is moving with it. So we know that that's working. We can also check our ailerons. Now, when I move my aileron stick to the left wing should go up, and the right wing should go down. So we're gonna look for this one to go up, and it does. Now, we're gonna do the same thing, but on the other side, the right one should go up. It does, and the left one goes down. Okay, let's recap. Gear, check. Rudder, check. Elevator, check. Ailerons, check. Now we need to check flaps. So flaps are usually gonna default to your D switch. I'm gonna flip D down one time. That's gonna be our takeoff flap. We're gonna hit it one more time again, all the way down, and that's full flap. So our flaps are working, so we can move those back. The last thing we need to check is our throttle. So I'm gonna hold the plane here, and we're gonna give it some throttle. Okay, we have thrust, and a lot of it. These EDFs put off a lot of power. They sound amazing. It sounds like an actual turbine engine when you're out flying. It's really cool. So the only thing that we have left to test is our safe. We did bind it with safe on, so let's make sure that that works. So, this can kind of be hard to tell on camera, but safe is on the on position right now. I'm going to tilt the airplane. We should see these ailerons move with it, and they are. I know it's hard to tell. So, let's keep the plane at an angle, and I'll flip its switch. Off, on, off, on. So, that verifies our safe is working. The only thing left to do, charge up your battery, make sure it's fully charged, and go fly at an appropriate site. Thanks for watching, guys. We hope to see you at your local field flying your Viper 70. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments. We'll be glad to answer them. Thanks for watching, guys.